Every day you make around 35,000 decisions. What to eat, what to say, what to scroll past. And while some of those decisions you choose to make, most of them you didn't actually pick. Yep, every morning you wake up, and throughout the day, you keep making these split-second judgments. But chances are you don't realize what's happening until it's too late. Your brain is making most of these calls without telling you first. It's all happening in a part of you that you can't see. So what's going on behind the scenes? Let's look inside your brain. Your brain has two systems to handle decision-making. System 1 operates quickly, instinctively, and emotionally. It handles things like catching a ball, reading facial expressions, or slamming the brakes without thinking. System 2 is slower, more deliberate, and logic-based. It helps you solve math problems, write an email, or plan a budget. But here is the thing. System 1 does most of the work, and System 2 mostly just signs off afterward, thinking it made the call. In a sense, System 1 is kind of like a puppet master, and System 2 is the puppet. Daniel Gilbert, a professor at Duke University, says System 1 is very efficient. It handles most everyday tasks, so that you don't get mentally exhausted. It also relies on mental shortcuts called heuristics. These allow you to make quick judgments based on limited information. You may trust a brand because you've seen it before. Assume someone in a suit is credible or panic when your phone buzzes, even if it's just a notification. This all sounds pretty good. System 1 keeps you out of danger and saves you energy. What could possibly go wrong? Well, System 1 is super fast, but it's also super biased. It's the reason we fall for confirmation bias, only believing what fits our view. Availability bias, overestimating risks we just saw on the news, or anchoring being influenced by the first number we hear. For example, used car salesmen will show a high price first, and when they slash it, the discount seems way better than it really is. System 1 isn't evil. It's just kind of like a caveman. Its instinct is to keep you alive in the wild, not to compare mortgages or analyze politics. With the rise of social media and fake news, this is a huge issue. We're constantly bombarded with information designed to influence us. And since System 1 runs on autopilot, it picks up these biases without you even realizing. Then System 2 signs off on them without questioning. So how can you take back control? First, understand the way your brain works. Like we said, System 1 is fast and emotional. So it'll use emotions like fear and anger to motivate you. It'll activate your lizard brain to fight or flight mode, whether there's actually something to fight or not. System 1 might shout, "Stop eating that food." You're going to gain weight, and then you feel guilty and anxious, and you stop eating. Or it might yell, "Stop talking to them. They're bad for you." And then you feel embarrassed and ashamed. To beat System 1 at its own game, try reframing your thoughts. Take a moment to think about how you would talk to a friend in the same situation. Be compassionate and encouraging instead of judgmental and self-deprecating. Think, I can choose to keep eating, or I can choose to keep talking to them. Now, don't worry, we're not suggesting you need to go around berating your brain. You don't actually need to fight System 1 to win against it. You just need to slow it down a bit. How do you do that? By giving System 2 a chance to catch up. When you feel overwhelmed, take a few deep breaths, step away from the situation, and give yourself time to cool off. Asking questions can help too. What's the evidence? Am I actually in danger? When you force yourself to reflect before reacting, you give System 2 a chance to take over. Of course, that doesn't mean you shouldn't listen to your gut. System 1 is great at keeping you out of danger. Like if you walk into a room and your gut tells you to get out, probably a good idea. Instead, it's about checking in with your gut. It's taking ownership of the feeling rather than letting it own you. Another trick is to use checklists. Pilots use them to make sure they don't forget anything important during takeoff. Surgeons use them to avoid missing a step during an operation. And you can too. When faced with a big decision, write down all the pros and cons and everything in between. Suddenly, you're in charge of your own thought process. And lastly, slow down your big decisions. The faster you go, the more likely you are to pick the wrong thing. System 1 loves speed. It allows you to quickly make decisions and move on to the next thing. But sometimes it's worth taking your time. When you rush a decision, you don't give your brain time to consider all of the options. You don't let System to ask questions or offer suggestions. You just go with whatever pops into your head first. You can be the puppet master of your mind. Start by slowing down your thoughts and decisions. Give yourself time to think before you act. And remember, it's okay to take a break from your busy life to calm down and collect your thoughts. When you give yourself time to pause and reflect, you give your brain a chance to work through the problem and find the best solution. So take a deep breath, step away from the situation, and give yourself time to think. We hope you found this video helpful. Do you have any tips for managing your thoughts and decisions? Share them in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this video, please subscribe. Don't forget to hit the like button. We know you'll love these videos. Thank you for watching. See you next time.